Yo, what's going on, guys? It's me, Skaterlunatic. Welcome back. If you don't know who I am, I pretty much just make videos for fun nowadays and discuss gaming. Want to make some gaming videos here and there, and yeah, that's pretty much it. But to get into today's topic, it's kind of a situation that I feel has been building up for, I say, the past 2-3 months, and now things are starting to happen for gamers, and it's pretty bad. And it's funny because I was talking about this to people, I'd say a month and a half ago, to sign the petition. I don't think anyone cared, but I think they're going to start caring now. And what do I mean by that? I mean that games on Steam can no longer be updated with NSFW content post-launch. You heard that, post-launch. So basically, now if you want to add anything that's maybe NSFW to your game, you know, after the launch or added to Steam, it has to now be listed as DLC. It has to go through another review process just to be able to be put on the platform. The reason I feel like this is something big, right, is this all stems from Collective Shout. So what is Collective Shout and why should you care about this dog shit organization? Well, first of all, they're the ones who kind of made this all happen in the first place. And don't get me wrong, right? What they stand for isn't bad, but the way they're doing it is god awful. What do they stand for, however, if you do not know? Basically, they are an organization that is about stopping the increasing pornification of culture in gaming and mainstream society. And it's not just sexuality or pornification. It's, you know, things like rape, murder of females, things like that, right? But now they're pushing it to a point where they somehow have made MasterCard and Visa restrict payments from Steam. You heard that right. Basically, they somehow have a chokehold on MasterCard and Visa, the only two real major, you know, payment solutions. Basically disregard Steam. And why is that a problem? Well, I would say that's taking away freedom of speech at some point, because if you can't buy what you want to buy with the money just because someone else that works in that company doesn't agree with you, that's kind of fucked up, isn't it? So I'm actually going to be reading you guys this little article from Automaton. I'm going to link this down below. I'm also going to link Collective Shout. As you can see, I actually went into their websites. I see they have been getting some, you know, targeted a little bit because of this for the past 2 months. I don't agree with saying that, okay? I don't agree with doing that. We need to do other things about that instead of just threatening them. That's not the way to go, guys, okay? I'm gonna be front and foremost. Do not do that shit. You're just a fucking idiot if you do that, okay? But with that being said, this is what I saw. Obviously, it's a little bit older. I'm a little bit late to this, but I just want to make sure I had everything right before I talked. But as you can see, this game launched as an adult-only game on September 15th. The developers plan to add additional stuff through updates, right? Obviously, there's NSFW games on Steam. We've all probably seen some of those. They had to give up on updating the base game because Valve doesn't allow post-launch NSFW content for an app that's already been through the review process and released on the store. Now, the reason I feel like this is kind of bad is if you want to add anything, I guess a good example, right, would be Ready or Not. And what they do, right? If you have not played Ready or Not, it's a realistic SWAT simulation game, and it takes you through pretty much gory, you know, real things that happen in real life, but through the lens of a police officer. And there's things in that game that can get you pretty disturbed. It's not for the faint of heart. I mean, you got human trafficking, you got, you know, CP in that game, you got cults, things like that. A good example would be the cult mission. I ain't just talking the human trafficking and all that, the cult. You know why this would be a problem for Collective Shout? Because it's a female-only cult, and I feel like that would be one thing that they'd be mad about because it shows females as deranged or something, you know, whereas in cults can happen anywhere to anyone. And this is an example of if they want to add another mission like that to the game, right? Now, because the NSFW of that game and the gore, they would have to go through a whole new review process and market it as DLC that you may have to buy just to get one fucking mission. Do you see how ridiculous that shit sounds? Like, just for one mission? And it has to be approved too. Who does it have to go through? Why does it have to go through Visa and MasterCard to be able for purchase? Who knows? This, I can't express it enough. This will be one of the reasons video games start dying out if we cannot get against this. I don't give a fuck who you are at MasterCard or Visa. I don't care if you work there as an underling. The big boys need to get taught a lesson and showed that what they're doing can affect them too. Or if you're messing with someone else, how do you feel when it's on your fucking foot? You know what I'm saying? So I feel like this right here that I'm showing right now, stop censoring .games, I feel like is something that we can definitely do that will obviously help, especially if it's going to elected representatives at Congress. Now, you don't have to be in stance with me. I'm just bringing awareness to this. I just feel like this needs to stop before it becomes something bigger, because this could expand, right? If they get what they want from this, it can expand to different genres or different hobbies in general, right? At the end of the day, gaming is a hobby for a lot of people. It's not like some of y'all watching like me who love to play them every day, like making content on it, things like that, right? Some people just want to relax and go home and play what they like. And if they can't even buy what they like because Visa says so, how is that fair? Tell me how that's fair. Money you work for and want to spend money on what you want, you can't buy. And I think Moist Critical a few months brought up a good point. What if you wanted to buy a samurai sword that's a replica of Tanjiro from Demon Slayer? What if you wanted his cool black blade that he has to show and represent that, you know, he can do sun breathing? But they restrict you because they don't deem it good, or a crime can be committed with that, so they won't allow you to buy that. There you go. Now we have restrictions on what we can buy around the world, and I don't think that's a good thing. So, because it's something that needs to be talked about, especially what just happened with Steam and how they're trying to do things now because of Visa and MasterCard. So I don't blame Steam for what they're doing, because they had to find a way to still be able to allow these games on and let people purchase them. It's Visa, MasterCard, and Shout Collective that are doing this. Remember that. It all started with Collective Shout. I just want to bring you all's awareness. I'm going to link each of these. I'm going to link Collective Shout. I'm going to link the article, and I'm going to link this petition down below. If you guys want to sign it, appreciate it. I'm probably going to do some with it as well. So just to let y'all know, you're not alone on this. With that being said, guys, thank you so much for being here. Thank you so much for watching till the end. If you did, I love making these type of videos and bringing up stuff that I feel like is actually worthy. Obviously, some days I may just upload bullshit, but that's the game, you know what I mean? So with that being said, guys, thank you so much for being here, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.
Shit depends.